Hi, welcome to On the Shelves at ACPL. Today we are going to be talking about science fiction and fantasy novels. The ones we have today on our new bookshelf are all science fiction, but the difference, if you didn't know, was that science fiction are things that feasibly could happen either in the future or in an alternate universe or an alternate timeline, while fantasy is more or less completely made up. It has fictional locations, it has fictional animals, it has people who have supernatural powers. So those are the differences between the two. As I said, today our books are mostly on the science fiction end of that spectrum, but we hope to have some fantasy books in soon that we can talk about. Our first sci-fi book is called Masterclass. It is by Christina Dalcher. It has a very interesting premise as we're talking about education in our country. In this near future, all students are tested. The test gives you a Q score. And if your Q score is high, you go to an elite school and have your choice of jobs. If your Q score drops too low, you're sent to a state-run boarding school, and your options are very limited in what jobs you can get. Elena is a teacher. She has an 8-year-old daughter, and she teaches at one of the elite schools. But her daughter bombs a monthly test and her Q score drops, and she is sent off to one of these government boarding schools. And Elena is horrified. She thought she understood this whole system. She thought that it made sense, that the teachers focus on those kids that have the most potential. But you don't know until it is your child who is sent away and has no prospects. So what will Elena do to help her daughter and to perhaps buck this system, which is categorizing them as worthy or not worthy? Our next book is by Stan Lee of the very famous Marvel Universe. It is called A Trick of the Light, and it features two young people, Naya and Cameron. Naya is a gifted hacker who has millions of friends online, but that doesn't really translate into having friends in the real world. Cameron was investigating, gets hit by a freak lightning storm, and now has cyberkinesis, which means he can control computers using his mind. These two teenagers get together and they're trying to battle some of the evil forces in the world using their computer hacking and computer controlling skills. This is part of the Alliance universe, or Alliance's universe, and was originally released as a book on Audible, but now is in print form and has some other content that has been added. So if you are a fan of Alliances, this would be a great book to pick up. Our last sci-fi offering today is Bubblegum by Levin. This is set in an alternate world where the internet was never created, but instead there is a human robot called Curio, and this provides information and companionship. And this book is written in the voice of a man who got one of the first curios, and he's writing his memoirs, how this went, how Curio became part of his life, and despite having this human robot with him, he was still lonely. He still had a lot of issues and problems. So this is a fascinating study of what technology can do for us and what we miss when we only use technology to make those friendships. So not only sci-fi, but also very much of a discussion of our world and our use of technology. And those are all the new sci-fi and fantasy books we have on the shelves at ACPL. As usual, remember that you can put any of these books on hold by going to our website, alamancelibraries.org, and going to the top of the page and finding catalog. Or you can call any of our branches and we can help you put it on hold. Thank you. Have a good day.